name is Richard Manzin. I was a fireman for 28 years. I started in 1966 and I retired in 1994. I was there on the department when we brought in the first ambulances, the first paramedics, first hazmats. So I got to see a lot of the department development into what it is today. And I'm also a survivor of a major heart attack.
It was like any other work day. We'd just come back from lunch. We went to lunch down the street. We just had to dig some crushed limestone out of a hole. I got about 4 shovel loads into it, and the guy I was working with, he says, I turned around and you weren't working behind me. I didn't see you, and I saw your feet sticking out from behind a dumpster.
We were all in the pool, we were swimming that week, and then all of a sudden we hear someone saying, oh, a kid's drowning, a kid's drowning.
My 7th hour was PE class, which is swim pool. I'm not a good swimmer, not that good, still training. So I was swimming the way I know, with my friends at the swimming pool. In a second, I was fighting for my life. I did my best to get out, but I couldn't do it. All of a sudden, I'm inside, I'm down to the bottom of the swimming pool. It's less than a second.
I don't remember anything except just feeling dizzy for a second. Yeah, 1 second I was working, and the next minute I woke up in the hospital.
The chest pains became horrendous. I said, this isn't right. Something is definitely wrong here. I called 911.
We got a call for a 73-year-old male with chest pains.
Asking, can you rate the pain like we ask all our patients? Scale of 1 to 10, that whole, 10 being the worst pain. And his comment to me was, I don't do the numbers game, but it's bad enough I had to call you.
My heart started fluttering to where it wasn't really pumping anything, and everything just quit on me. Fortunately, a pipe fitter that I know, Jeremy, come over and started CPR on me.
We got a call for a man down at a local company. When we got on scene there was a gentleman down in a pit. Everybody went into their own mode. One guy was doing an IV, one guy was doing compressions, another guy was on the monitor. One of the crew members checked his pulse, and there were no pulses, so we immediately started the CCC protocol, which is continuous chest compressions. They ended up shocking him because he had a shockable rhythm, and that ended up getting pulses back.
So I jumped over the guardrail, rushed to the side of the pool, we pulled him out, and he was like completely blue and unconscious, not responding at all. So then I get to his head, I start taking his pulse, there's nothing there, listening for breathing, there was none. So then our gym teacher starts doing CPR. As he's doing that, I noticed that his color wasn't improving at all, so I tilted his head back, tried to open his airway, then we continued CPR until the EMS arrived. And then they got there. By the time they got there, he was already responsive. His eyes were fluttering.
They said I had coded 6 times. 2 in the ambulance, 2 in the emergency room at St. Anthony, and 2 times while doctor was stenting me in the cardiac rehab lab.
The way the whole situation happened, it was kind of like being back in paramedic school. He had different rhythms. He had no rhythm. We had CPR. We shocked. He went back into this rhythm. He went back. It was kind of something they teach you in school, like what they call a mega code.
And he repeated the same cycle with his heart starting and stopping a couple more times. So I basically saw this guy die in front of me like 4 times.
People that had the heart attack that I had don't survive. If I had waited 5 minutes, he said I would not have survived. If I hadn't had the care I had immediately, I would not have survived.
When we're on a call, this is what we do. This is our business. You kind of put the craziness aside and take care of the situation. Everything goes back to training. Everything goes back to trust with your guys.
I would like to say thank you for everybody at East High School, outside, at the ER, Rockford Fire Department, Rockford Police Department, because they did their best to save me and keep me among my family.
This job's the best in the world, and then knowing on top of it you save somebody, it's a great feeling.
When I think about what could have happened that day, and that I could be alone right now instead of living with him, and the fact that someone was there that knew CPR, can't say enough about the team that kept him with me.
When you see these guys like show up somewhere, they all know their job. You have to have an appreciation, for the skill level. You gotta love these guys.
To think about it, what would happen, I'd never be able to see the rest of my grandkids, my wife, my great-grandkids. I would have left my wife as a widow. Kudos to everybody that's done their job. I can't say enough about the treatment I got all the way down the line.